guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do for you that video that every single YouTuber kind of feels like they have to do, and that is a makeup collection. I have been collecting makeup now for quite a few years. It's like a little bit of a secret passion of mine. I'm not much of a clutter bug until it gets to makeup, and then I just love to have too many things. Let's just get on with the video. If you like it, like, subscribe, comment, share. There's some other things you can do, but yeah, I really hope you guys enjoy this video, so let's just get on with it. So this is where I store my makeup. It's going to be this weird lighting thing that it always does with the LED lights, and it kind of drives me up the wall. But yeah, this is the top of the cabinet where I've got all of these acrylic drawers, which are from Amazon, and then the pots that are up at the top are either from IKEA or they're from charity shops. At the bottom here we just have the IKEA 5 Alex drawers. I absolutely love these. I've got one set either side, and then the tabletop just comes from IKEA. All my makeup is basically stored in these drawers or in the kind of acrylic drawers over the top. So let's pull open the first drawer and show you what's inside. So in this top drawer is where I store foundations, primers, some of my skincare, concealers, makeup sponges, and then the one setting spray that I own. The boxes that I'm using to put all my things in are from old beauty subscription boxes. I mean they're not the cleanest and they do get a bit gross quite quickly, but I'm actually super happy with how they work, and they store things really nicely, and yeah, they work well for me, so can't really see the point in investing in anything else. I have quite a few different foundations in here. Some of my favourites are clearly the IT CC Cosmetics Cream. I love this stuff so much. I've got 2 bottles of it. One is basically finished and one is almost on its way out. I have a Max Factor one in here that I still need to try. I love my MAC one that's at the bottom here. I have a, what's this called? Dior foundation, which the colour's too dark for me, but I like mixing it with some of my paler foundations. I love my little foundation collection. Quite small, but way more than I could ever really need. Moving over to this section here, which when I have a load of primers is kind of the primer only section, but I have the Smashbox primer, which is very nearly finished, and I also have one of the mini ones. And then I recently repurchased the L'Oreal Infallible primer, which I think is probably my favourite primer ever. It's really refreshing and it feels really nice on the skin. And then I just have a L'Oreal Infallible illuminating primer. Also have my current pill, you know. And then I have my skincare in here that I use on the daily. So I have my Dr. Botanicals Moroccan Rose facial oil. I have my Body Shop Drops of Youth eye cream, and then my Body Shop Vitamin E face creams. Then in this section at the back here is where I keep concealers. I have the Cover FX concealer, the Rimmel Match Perfection, the L'Oreal Infallible, which mine's nearly finished. And then I actually have 3 of the collection Lasting Perfection concealers. And then I have a little pot concealer which I used to keep on my desk. And then this back box is empty. There is only 2 powders in here, but realistically it's kind of one powder depotted into the other. So this is the Revlon Candid powder, but I literally use this as another container for this because this bottle is dreadful. And this is the original RCMA powder. I love this stuff so much. And then at the back here is where I keep sponges. I've got a Real Technique sponge. This one is from Eco Tools, and this one is a Look Fantastic sponge, which, ew. And then I have one setting spray at the moment, which is the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. I haven't actually tried it yet. I've only just picked it up, so that's living in there ready to try soon. And yeah, that is everything that's in this drawer. In the next drawer down is where I keep bronzer, face palettes, highlighters and blushes. I have quite a few face palettes in here. They're kind of a bit of a love of mine, and yeah, they're kind of what I really do love collecting. So I have the NYX 3-Step to Sculpt. I have the Revlon Sculpt and Highlight. Down here I have the Rimmel Kate Moss one, and I've got the Charlotte Tilbury Face in a Palette, which is literally my favourite thing. Got the Too Faced Natural Face, and under here the HD Brows. Got the Sleek, what's this actually called? Solstice palette, Smashbox contour palette, a sleek palette, and my Stila Perfect Me Perfect Hue palette. And yeah, they all just live perfectly snug in this section. Bronzers back here for you. So I have obviously my Hoola Benefit bronzer, like who doesn't have this? I've got the Collection Precision Contour Pencil. This is the butter bronzer. I'm not actually the biggest fan of this, but I'm trying to learn to love it. I've got my ever favourite Body Shop Honey Bronzer. This is gorgeous. And I also love this Max Factor bronzer. I've got the L'Oreal Back to Bronze, and then last but not least, I have a Larizzi Cream Bronzer, which so pretty. At the back here is where I store highlighters. I have my trusty New Look highlighter, the L'Oreal True Match. I have one here from the Rosie for Autograph for M&S range. And then, you know, a few minis that I've collected from boxes along the way. Right at the back here is where I store my Huda Beauty Winter Solstice palette, which, come on, it's beautiful. And then last but not least, this is my blush collection. Looks really dark on camera for some unknown reason, but I have the NARS Orgasm Blush. I've got a couple of these L'Oreal palettes, which are gorgeous. I picked this up from my charity shop years ago, and it's kind of one of my favourite blushes. It's the Model Co Cosmopolitan blush. I've got the L'Oreal Life's Peach, Soap and Glory Glow All Out. Got a couple of these Royal Cream blushes from Rimmel, which are kind of the only cream blushes I get on with. And then, you know, a little sample of the California, a little Pixie blush, and then I've got a loose blush from Bella Pierre. That is my face powder collection. Next up, my least favourite drawer, which is kind of eyes and eyebrows. I can't work out how to store this in a way that looks nice, but so you've got mascaras, brow products, sort of single eyeshadows, mini eyeshadow palettes, and kind of cream eye products. Down the side here, there's these little things that have liquid eyeliners in them. And then right at the back, which you probably can't see, is where I store my nail polishes. So these little trays down here are where I store my eyeliners. So these ones are all black eyeliners. I've kind of fallen out of love with eyeliner at the moment, so there's not many in here, but I guess this is my favourite, which is the Soap and Glory Super Cat, and you know. And then in the back here I have a couple of coloured eyeliners, and I also have these kind of collection glitter eyeliners, which are gorgeous. I've recently just picked this one up from L'Oreal, which I'm really excited to use. And then this is where I store sort of cream eyeshadow products, single eyeshadows, and like my mini palettes. I've got these, which, who are they by? These are the Sleek Eye Art pencils, or coloured eyeshadow things. Also got the L'Oreal eye paints. I used to love these. This is kind of the only colour I really use, so it's the only one I've kept hold of. And then I've got a couple of Collection Glam crystals, which are beautiful. I've got a few loose pigments. So I've got the Mask, like it's like a yellow gold pigment. I have the Ella Eden, it's like a really beautiful pink colour. And then I've got the Pop Cosmetics, which, that colour, beautiful. I only got one single eyeshadow because I just don't use them, but this colour is gorgeous, and it's H&M in the shade Desirous. Then I have a couple of really small eyeshadow palettes here because they get lost in my eyeshadow palette drawer. So I've got the Miss Sporty Quad, which I used to love this. I don't use it so much anymore, but it used to be probably my most used eyeshadow palette. I've got my NARS Isolde Duo. I've got my Zoeva Matte Voyager palette, which, love those shades. I've got my Huda Beauty Warm Brown Obsessions, which, excuse the pun, but I'm kind of obsessed with. That gold shade in the middle is absolutely stunning. And then I've got my little Max Factor palette in here, which I sometimes forget about, but these shimmer shades are beautiful. At the back here, you can probably see I don't have many nail polishes because I really culled my collection, but I've just got a couple in here. Got a couple of Sally Hansen, got loads of Barry M, and then there's a few SE nail polishes in here. And then at the front here is where I store kind of the other eye options. So I've only got a handful of mascaras on the go at the moment. Obviously got the Maybelline Lash Sensational. I actually really love the L'Oreal Paradise Ecstatic. This is a brand new bottle. I've been using the Maybelline The Falsies, which I like it. It's not my favourite, but it's doing the job. And then I have the Maybelline Snap Scara, which I'm not the biggest fan of, so I'm finding it difficult to use it up. Got an eyelash curler on here, but like, who actually remembers to use those? And then over here is where my brow products live. Currently trying a load of brow products, which is why there's more in here than there normally is. So I've got a Rimmel one, a L'Oreal one, and a Maybelline one. And then I'll have my like L'Oreal pomade here. And yeah, that is my eyeshadow and brow drawer. And then last by no means least, my eyeshadows. I love eyeshadow palettes. I collect way too many of them, and this is where they all live. And yeah, I've got quite a big collection. Let's quickly talk through them. So I've got a couple of Gosh palettes. I've got a Max Factor palette here. I have the NYX Ultra Matte palette. I have a Wet n Wild palette, which is absolutely gorgeous. Got my NARS Narcissist palette, which I really don't give enough love. Nip and Fab eyeshadow palette. Got my MAC, make your own palette. My Urban Decay Born to Run palette. This is the Barry M Fall in Love. Urban Decay Naked Heat. Smashbox. I have the Anastasia Soft Glam and Modern Renaissance. The Revolution and Soph palette, Luna Beauties palette, and one of my favourites, the Zoeva Cocoa Blends palette. And I'm also trying this one out from Barry M. At the back here is where I store those palettes which don't fit here because they are almost awkwardly too big. So I've got this MUA palette which is so gorgeous and really doesn't get enough love. This is my Julius Place palette. I've got the Violet Voss Pro palette. This is another Zoeva palette, BH Cosmetics, one of the old Beauty Bay palettes, and the cult classic Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. These all live at the back here. I've turned my fairy lights off to stop giving that like weird glare, but yeah, this is where I store all of my lipsticks, and on the top is where I store all of my makeup brushes. These drawers are all from Amazon, so I'll see if I can re-find them and link them down below for you. So in this top drawer is where I keep lip balms and lip scrubs. I'm not going to talk through those because they're kind of boring. I have a load of lip liners in this drawer. Most of them are these Rimmel Exaggerate lip liners, which I absolutely love, and then there's a handful of others in there. Next drawer down is this kind of like weird category of lip stuff where they're like lip oils and tints and things like that, but and I've got 3 drawers of liquid lipsticks, so got a handful of like mix matched ones in here. I love this Max Factor one here. This one is mainly these kind of L'Oreal ones, which I'm obsessed with, and then the Stila Stay All Day ones. Then a few more odd jobs at the bottom. I'm not going to name drop you every single lipstick because it will take too much time, and if you want an in-depth like lipstick chat down, let me know and I can try and arrange that. But yeah, just as kind of a storage perspective. In the top here is kind of more premium lipsticks. So I've got Elizabeth Arden, MAC and Illamasqua. This is sort of my Rimmel drawer. I used to love the Rimmel Kate Moss lipsticks, but I kind of really like these ones now, which are like the one ranges. Speaking of Rimmel Kate Moss, there she is. These are a few more kind of drugstore lipsticks, which I love. And then in the bottom drawer are some Revlon lipsticks, which I'm currently testing. Moving over to here, these are kind of some odd jobs. Got a Stila lip balm, a number 7. This is the Frog Princess lipstick. Gosh, this is Anastasia Beverly Hills and L'Oreal. I've got Maybelline Bourjois, and this is a Fenty lipstick that I'm trying out. This is sort of the last lipstick drawer. This is kind of all like lip pencils. And then right at the bottom is some like, these like little sampley things, which I will finally get round to using some of them. Over here I keep a handful of quick grab skincare things. So I've got a candle burning here from NYX. Not the biggest fan, but nice little candle. I've got a little fragrance here. I'm using my hair serum that I'm obsessed with. Deodorant, hand cream. These are my toning pads, which I love, and then this is the nail polish that I have on at the moment. And then from a brush perspective, these are all my eyeshadow brushes. My favourite ones are the Zoeva eyeshadow brushes, love them. I've got big face brushes here. A lot of my favourites from these come from Real Techniques, and then smaller face brushes at the back. I also love this Luxie brush that I have. They all live at the back here. And then to the other side of the makeup, a load of stationery in an IKEA pot. I also have my Garnier Micellar Water, my Pixi Glow Tonic, ignore my letter here, I need to do something about it. And then I have loads of these kind of cotton pads, and then at the bottom here is where I store like hair stuff, hair bands, hair clips. Then you can just about see me in this mirror, but in the corner here is my jewellery box. I've got a White Company winter candle, which it just looks really cute. Got a fake IKEA plant, and then a few notebooks at the back, which I'm currently using to learn French. And yeah, that is my makeup collection. So I store everything in either these drawers or up on the desk here. And yeah, that is everything. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and click subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Got way too much makeup.